Fragrance and I believe in this debate today that women not only, and we're going to show you that the women not only deserve this power, this ability to, that they can very much handle this power, is that we're going to very much also be showing you, as Opening Government has brought you to say that there is a problem of patriarchy and that we need to show equality, we're going to be showing you how this very much brings equality and how this is going to allow greater equality. Right? But before we get onto that, let's get onto some points of rebuttal. Right. On this first point about it's not going to be equal and we're diminishing the power of people's votes, right? I don't understand how that's possible, because we're not making, for example, they would maybe have a case if it would be made women's votes count double. This is the thing. We tell you that if you bring the woman to the election booth and you make sure that the women in your household are voting with you, your vote counts just as much. I don't understand the point of inequality by saying that your vote now will count double or more. What we're telling you is that if you do not allow this equality to take place, of women allowing themselves to get to the voting booth, we ensure that you don't get the ability to vote. So you still, if the woman, this is going to be bringing what we're going to be telling you, is that an incentivization for men to then go and to take these women to voting booths, daughters, mothers, whoever it may be, to say, we need you to vote, we need your say to matter and to count, because we want our say. We want to also allow our ability to speak, right? And we allow you that ability. We want free and fair elections. We want all those things. But we see a society that's continually oppressed women and continually not allowed the ability to do so and felt that they are inferior, right? The second point about you're going to have an uneducated voter and you're not going to have a woman that just votes when her husband votes. We want a woman that votes regardless, because at this point now she's being told, don't worry honey, you stay with the kids. I'm going to go vote and you make sure the household is running and functioning properly, right? What we do is we ensure and make sure that you go and say, wait a second, I need you to come with me while we're doing this. We need to make sure you're as educated as possible. We need to make sure that we're allowing you to vote. And I'm going to be explaining why we value voting so much in my argument now. Let's start with that. Why is it that we value democracy and voting so much, right? It's important that we value this so much because for many citizens it is the only means and way to hold the government accountable. To hold the government accountable for the things they do. And as Opening Government had sketched you very nicely about the patriarchal societies, we see that women often don't have enough accountability. They don't have the ability to hold the government accountable. They don't have the ability to hold the government accountable in the sense of, I'm not being paid as much as a man. A man is being paid more than me. He's getting a greater amount of money spent on his education, his promotion in the workplace. Why will voting change and giving the idea and the belief that women are as important, should be on an equality basis as important, is because what you do then is you give these women these power that when they are affronted and when things have gone wrong and when they have been mistreated and been unequally mistreated, you then allow them the ability to say, hang on, I am not an equal woman because if I don't go vote, the men in my community can't go vote either. So what you do then is you allow greater accountability, because then women can go and say, wait a minute, my vote is so integral that without me, this election process actually doesn't really happen as effectively. You allow them a greater, no thank you, you allow them a greater accountability in the sense of when I'm not getting the correct amount of education, when I'm being paid less than a man, I can say government, and I'm going to be getting to this in a second argument of how we can now influence government, and this is what distinguishes us from Opening Government, is you now political parties are now aiming to satisfy an inequality gap in the market that women face now. Political parties cater towards now policies that allow greater equality for women. Why does that happen when we allow a greater equality for women with political parties now? Because political parties now see the immense value that women hold that they haven't held beforehand. We see that many a time women have just been told, stay at home, you don't have the credit, and to an SC's assertion of saying that women throughout the world have equal equality. I don't think that very much happens in Afghanistan where women, and Pakistan and India and many places where women don't have the equal ability to vote, where it's only the men going to the voting booths now. So what's important to understand is political parties very much are catering their policies not towards, as I'll take you in a second, what affects, actually I'd like to take some from closing to engage with their matter, but it's important to understand that political parties need to engage with what women want. They need to be engaging with what affects them the most. And how does this happen? This happens now because they see that the power balance is now shifting towards women. We see that now women hold the playing cards. We see that women can say, I'm being paid less than what you're being paid. I don't like that, and it's not supposed to be how that's supposed to be, because I might be maybe just as educated as you, or I would like the possibility to be just as educated as you. Why is this happening? It forces political parties, if they wish to stay in power, if they wish to hold on to their power, to do that, they have to then cater towards women because they hold so much power, not only amongst themselves now, but amongst the entire populace. Go closing.
So you would plunge the whole world into a voting anarchy just because Afghanistan's women can't vote?
So I don't understand for the life of me how you say this is an anarchy. Because what we're telling you is to simply encourage a woman and allow them to go to the voting booth, and to say that we need to vote together and allow a greater cooperation with each other to allow a greater ability to do that. It's going to be anarchy, right? You don't that never explain it. I don't understand how we create anarchy, because your vote still counts. In fact, we incentivize you even more so to ensure that you take your one, because if you want your vote to count as your status in a patriarchal man, as your society, thank you. Your patriarchal, in many patriarchal societies, men want their opinion to be heard. They want to feel as though they're important. So we have to ask them this question. We incentivize them that much more, because if they want their vote to count, they have to take their woman to the voting booth, otherwise their votes don't count them. So it's important that we incentivize them, also men, to very much take the aptness to say, we need to take you with us, we need to have your issues and voices heard, even if it's for the sake of, I want my voice also heard, right? So it's very important that political parties now cater towards women. And that's how we solve the inequality, because much of the time has been spent on men and how we can best place them and best help them in society. But when political parties now focus many policies on ensuring that women are now the forefront, or a greater percentage of allocation of funding and resources is placed towards women, it's important to understand that when we do this, we allow a greater amount of inequality and issues to be dealt with. We allow mothers who know what's best for their families to go and vote for someone who allows them that ability, because they know what's best for their families. They know what's best to allow, not only for their families, but for the greater of their country. For the reason that we brought you, that we allow political parties to become more involved in democracy,